Okay, so I started the recording, and let's see. So I know that Hamza made a lot of progress, which is very good. So I would want to start maybe with Hamza and show us where he is and what is the changes he made. So we all want to learn what are the changes which were necessary to get to this. So, and then we can also go one by one to everyone if they have made any changes. So let's start with Hamza, man.
Okay, cool. Do you want me to share my screen and the code and all?
Yes, please.
Okay. I think you guys can see my screen now. Cool. So
let's start with your project. I mean the website. So show us how it looks like, and then I mean explain what you did so far here, and then we can go and look at the code changes after that.
Okay. So basically in the beginning, I didn't do too much on this page because I wasn't really sure how I should manage this part to look nice. So I really just added just a couple things. So I added if they're a voter here, the member, like when the member, how long they've been a member, the village that they're from, this part actually I may have removed, and then just their address.
Okay.
Here. And then if you want to add somebody, they're both the same. So adding a new member, you can add them like this. I think if you do Conejo, it may go underneath the same thing. I'm not sure, but yeah. So these are, I added all these fields, the housing and stuff. I separated all of them by like each like section by a little space. I saw that you split up the first name with everything else by 2 spaces. So I just put 1 space in between all of them. These ones I have a whole list of all the countries and then all the states here. For gender and stuff, I just put, you know, typical yes, no, spouse.
Yeah. So I know you use mostly the drop down. I would want you to use more controls, but this looks great. I mean, this looks amazing. More like you know, there are 2 dots or 3 dots where you can select one of them. I would like you to use also that one for maybe gender or voter. So voter can be yes, no, right? So so we could use that for voter. Gender drop down is fine because that's crazy these days how many genders there are. So I think so voter there, that's fine. So I would like you to try that radio button also. And then you have some credit card information, which is also good. You have it here, but we plan to use it a little bit differently. This page will mostly store the personal information, and the payment information is also personal, but this information may not go here, but we will see. But this looks really good. So I noticed that the original form was 1 field per line, but I noticed in your case you have 2 fields also. So did you do it on purpose, or was there any reason you did that?
Yeah, I did it on purpose. I just wanted it to format better because I didn't want it to all be cluttered and you have to like scroll down a million times to get to every field.
Okay.
So I figured anything that was similar, like the address and stuff, like house and village can go next to each other. That's pretty simple. City and state. I was kind of looking at like Amazon and like other websites, like how they kind of format their address stuff. So I was trying to copy a little bit of that way to try and get it to look like this.
Okay, let me show some things which you also guys will learn something from it. So can you minimize your, it's maximize. Can you set the normal size on the for your browser? Right now it's fully expanded, right? So it's full screen. Can you go back to the regular? Can you shorten the width of your, no, shorten further. Yeah, so this is what happens if we put 2 fields generally. So what it's supposed to do in this case is that when you shrink your screen size, the fields should go to the next line. so that it should not use two lines. So basically, if the screen is expanded, it should use the two fields, but as you, and it can be done through CSS, and we will learn. The reason I'm just bringing it up for you is that's why most of the times it's one field per line, because it's just easier to manage. But certainly this has the use case. A lot of applications are very complicated, and I totally agree with you that when you scroll down, sometimes it's very tough to find where my field is. But these are different way of formatting the fields. So there is nothing wrong with what you did. You did it, actually did a great job. But I'm just trying to show you what are the problems that can come, because like right now it may be truncating some information. So basically, when the browser size is shrinking, it's a smart enough, if we code it the right way, it's smart enough to figure out, oh, I need to now show one field per line instead of two fields. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, great. So let's go ahead and show us what did you do to get to this.
Okay. This is the code right here.
So you see that on your left side it shows 14 on your left side.
It shows 14. Yeah, right here.
So if you click on that, this will show you all the changes which you have made. So let's look at those changes. Did you add any new dependency in the package.json?
I may have done, is that when I do yarn add or something?
Yeah, you might have done yarn add something. So can you click,
yeah,
and we'll see what you did. So
it
basically,
was all, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think you need any of those after you used the form, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you basically can get rid of these changes. And just for everyone to understand how we can do that, you don't have to go manually change this. So if you click, if on the left side on this file, you see this plus, and then there is this next button, which is that this is like a discard changes or undo. So if you click this, your changes, all those changes will be taken out if you want to. So yeah, you can say discard changes because you don't need any of those. Okay, so I think yarn.lock is fine. It will be okay. Now you can click on then member added.jsx or member. So this is showing you what exactly you did while developing, making the changes. So this is great tool. I mean, VS Code is amazing. I think it shows all your changes in such a nice way that it's very easy to understand. And if you want to see or roll back any of that stuff, it's very easy to do. Like in case of package.json, we just undid all those changes. So this is basically showing what are the changes you have made in the render. You define some constants in here, and then based on that, you are. Why did you add those const address is equal to this and all that information? Did you have to do that?
Yeah, I just did that so it would output onto this line. It would. This is how you not this one. This is that
Okay.
that file is how you format this right here.
I see. Okay, that's fine. So this is the main page. The member.jsx is our main page. Is it correct? Or is it the modal? The modal is member added.jsx, right? The modal which is showing all the fields separately. This is member added.jsx.
Yeah, that's member added. Yeah.
Can you click on that? Yeah. So in here, yeah, this is fine. Okay, go down. So these are some minor changes. These are not a big deal. I think you just remove few lines because those were commented out. So that's not a big deal. Keep going down. And this is where you added your fields, right? Village and some, so yeah, keep going. Yeah, so these are all the fields which you have added. So do you know what you did to put the fields in same line? Is it this?
Yeah. Okay. I didn't use the column method that you sent onto the thing, but basically if you just added them, each one had this input group right here.
Yeah.
And if you wanted them on their own line, they would have to be in their own input group. But if you added them all in one, so this gender and voter right here,
Uh-huh.
you can notice that voter right here doesn't have the input group right
I
before
see.
it.
Yeah, so you
That's
did not start the group for that. Yeah, so it remained on the same line. Okay.
yeah.
And why did you was this line break there? This line break which you are BR slash you are adding, is it that you are using for adding an additional line in there? So
Yeah,
okay,
for this MR2, right? The MR.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's above that. Yeah, if you notice there is a BR slash, right? That is basically creating a line break.
Wait 1 sec. I'm sorry. My mouse is messed up.
Go a little bit up. So just before the input group, there is a BR slash.
Just yeah, BR slash. Yeah.
Yes.
That's to create the space, like you were saying.
Okay, so I mean, this is not this is fine for now, but this is not something we'll because this is hard coded. So that's why a lot of times when your screen size will shrink or expand, these will not behave in a good way for that. It will not automatically adjust for that because it's hard coded. So these are some of the things we don't want to use, but for now this is great. I think this is amazing.
Yeah, I have a question, Naim. Hello?
Hello. Yeah, we hear you.
So I have a question. So I didn't finish yet, but I was going through the link you sent, and I see Hamza didn't use like the form. I was starting to use a form and then input group within a form. Which one is better? The way Hamza did it, or using a form and then the input group within the form?
Yeah, I think either is fine, but yeah, I know for form is also, it will do the same way, but I am not, I would not say one way or the other. I'm not very good at this. So I will say that both are fine to use. There is nothing wrong with either. Hamza, can you show your country and state? Maybe that will help.
The file or the
Where you're showing the country and
is right here.
okay, so how is the list of country being loaded?
So the list of country, so I was originally trying to go about it a different way where I didn't have to like completely hard code it.
Yeah.
But I can really figure it out as well. So looking on the website you sent,
yeah,
you can make a form control into a select option just by adding this line right here.
Yeah.
And so then what I did was I added a file right here. So instead of having to create a whole list, I just found one online.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's great. So he actually, to answer your Hisham, your question, he exactly did that. So basically he still had the list, but he found the list from the web and then he populated the list in a separate file, which he's using it here. So this is great, actually. This is very good.
And that's how I just.
And you probably did the same thing for the
state.
country, yeah, state and the country. Okay, great.
No, but my question was different. My question is that that you can also create, like you are using the model and then you are using the input group within it, right?
Yeah.
You're only using input group. But in the document you sent, I found that you can also create a form. And then the form.row, and then you put within it the input group to get this. So this is where my question is. I was leaning more. I didn't know that if you put the both inputs without the input group, they will come on the same line. Because what I saw in the URL is that when you create an form.row or column, you can put them on the same line in different columns. So
yeah, I mean, I would say that it's one way or the other. It's not a big deal. Either one is fine. I'm okay with either one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I think Hamza, you probably showed good enough to us. I think I would like to see others also, how the others are doing. And I'm not really trying to test what you guys have been doing, but I still want to make sure that we are all on the same speed. Who's the volunteer for the next one? Rafi, you want to show?
I got a little preoccupied today. I started looking into the code a little bit more, but I wasn't able to kind of do anything serious. I kind of just been going over the code most of the time, pretty
Okay.
much so far.
But were you able to add a field or two or no?
No, I haven't been able to add a field or two yet. I'm still kind of going through the video that you sent, and then also kind of like go through JavaScript and a little bit more. Kind
Yeah,
of.
that's fine. I think since our last class was for you guys was only a couple of days, these guys started a week ago. So I mean, it's totally understandable. So that's fine. Anyone else? So Subhan, you want to show something if you have?
Yeah, also. Let me share my screen. You see it?
Yes, I see your screen.
Okay, so I added so the edit button, I added a couple of fields. I think I added zip code, gender, spouse, date of birth, and then for the state, I did the drop down. See, there's like I still have to add the rest of the states. I just put
Okay, yeah, that looks good, Subhan. So you can you show us the code changes which you did so that we can understand you did differently. Looks like you did differently than what Hamza has done.
so I did a bit of like little stuff like instead of E and R, I added edit and delete just so it makes more sense to the user. So for the member, this is the main file, I think. Yeah, I just made a bit more formats so I capitalized that.
Okay.
And yeah, so here's like I added the city
Okay.
group. Added the city which has and I added the state one which had all the states, and then I did the drop down thing from that website you sent. So like it shows you had to add I think it's on the top. I had to add import form control.
Okay.
No, not import, I'm sorry, import form.
Yeah.
Input form, and then yeah, so that allowed me to create
A little bit down. Yeah, I'm down.
that allowed me to create the form dot control thing.
Yeah.
It's like a select a drop down button, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the HTML syntax for that is just option.
Okay. I think that this looks good, Subhan. Okay. Yeah. So I think fine with your progress. Looks like you have. Are you able to save the data? Hamza, I think I saw your data also got saved. So Subhan, were you able to save the data on the back end? I mean,
What do you mean?
what I mean is, was your data persisted? Persisted mean that after you saved it and you open it again, was the data still there?
So you're saying like, so if I put California.
Let's say you pick California and then save.
Save and refresh.
No, just go and edit again.
Did I say save?
You did say save. Yeah, so I think some of your data is not. I don't know if any of it is persisting. Yeah, just save.
That's also one thing I did was sometimes the fields would empty out afterwards too. That's where I used this one. When I added all the members and stuff, I would have it output on this line right here, so you could see if the actual value of it changed or not.
Okay.
With the
So did you make the changes on the backend side, Subhan, in the member.js? Show me your file changes. So you did add some of them. Did you add some of them or all of them? Did you add? I don't see country here. Oh no, country is here. State is here. Okay. So I think. So yeah, I think we need to look at it. Why it is not saving. I don't think we have a time to look at it now, but you should figure out why the data is not persisting. Hamza, your data is persisting for sure, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw your data in the database also. So Subhan, that's something you have to look into for now. That how why your data is not saving in the database. Okay, so who's next? Wahaj, did you get a chance to do something?
Yeah, I've done a bit.
Okay.
Screen. Okay. Can you see it?
Not yet. Have you shared your screen yet? Now it is.
Okay, I can see. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, originally I had it all vertical, just one field per line.
Yeah.
And the link you sent, I looked, it had a form grid style, so I followed that.
I see.
And rows and columns. So yeah, I feel like that. And about the saving thing, for me, the fields where you can type in, those save. So like Bethany,
Okay.
save, it saves that.
Yeah.
The drop downs don't save.
Okay, I think you are not able to, there should be a event on the, and that event probably you're not picking the data correctly. That's the hint for you. So if you go show us code, then I can tell you what's going on with this.
Okay.
So you see that the set state, this is probably is not able to set the value to the state when it is doing, there is it's a bottom of a little bit here down. There is a set state
Here.
So this is where probably your issue is. So just take a look what's going on. You guys can also debug this, and I'll show that also sometime later today, maybe, that how we can debug this because we can debug mean that we can see what is the value in the members and what it's supposed to be. So the idea is that once you guys make these changes and see that if they are persisting it, and if the data is not persisting mean that the data is getting saved in the database and you can retrieve the data back again. Then if it is not happening, then we can see if the value is here in this variable or it is not even populating here. So these are some of the techniques we will learn, I think, over time. So that's great. I think I'm okay with your progress. I'm pretty happy with what you guys have done. Can you click on your where it says 8 on the left side? Yeah. So what have you changed inside package.json? Can you click?
Yeah, I tried adding. I thought I needed some other stuff, some other files, but the link you sent had
okay.
in
Okay.
Bootstrap. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think this is mostly so member.js under models is where you may add some more fields, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the new member also probably have those in the I think member.js have in the first letter start with capital, and then new member has all in the small, right? These attributes.
Yeah.
Because they are using it for two different purposes. One is for showing it on the modal, and the other is for the main page. So that's why they are kind of different. Anyways, okay, so that's good. Anyone else want to show? Because I know Urva and Rafi were only started a couple of days ago. So Urva, do you want to show anything, or maybe?
No, I've just been working on covering the videos and kind of getting.
Okay, that's fine. So Umar, you want to show something? At least show us your site is up. I at least want, because I have seen for everyone else. So I would like your site to be running as well.
Yeah, okay. Let's see if I can share my screen. So yeah, I mean, I got the site running. But wait, actually,
okay. So that's pretty good. Are you able to log in? Okay, yeah, you are logged in.
Yeah, I logged out and then I logged back in and then I went to members. And so I got this part down at least, but this is all where I'm at right now because I just figured out how to like make the code work and everything.
I think that this looks good. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hisham, are you also good with the loading of this page?
Yeah, I'm loading and I'm logging in, but I just started like 1 hour back.
Yeah, that's fine. So, okay, so let's see what we want to do now. So my goal first week was, like I said in the WhatsApp group, was that we all get a little bit familiar with how this code is structured. So like I mentioned in the last meeting also, that whenever we are making changes, we have changes on both on the UI side and also on the backend side. So the backend changes are more related to how the data will be persisted into the database. So the changes you are making in the UI side are how the data is presented to the end user. And the backend data is how it gets persisted into the database. So I think in order for making the changes which we asked in the first session was to be able to understand how these two kind of changes can be done. And I'm pretty sure you guys are able to understand and follow along what is necessary to make those changes. So now our next step, which I want is to be able to have you guys work separately also. When I say separately, it means to work on different things. So the goal of this whole exercise is, one for sure, is that we want to provide all our college and high school students an environment where they can see how actual real world development is done. That's one of the important goals. The second goal is that I'm trying to keep adding more professionals who are working in the industry. So I added Brother Ahmed. I think he was supposed to join today. He works at Apple and he's a data scientist. So I want to take different people's perspective on this, that how they are working and how it is like to work in the actual project. So that's second. The third thing I want is that after you guys done with this project, or however long you work on this, you guys should be able to put this thing in your resume so that you can put on your resume to when you apply for a job or for an internship or anything, because this is a real experience. This is not I mean some test project or something. This is a real world application. Like in our case, we want to store the members data, and we also want to be able to process and save the payments data as well. And there will be more things over time. So that's the third important thing, that you guys can use this in your resumes or your LinkedIn profiles that you worked on this project. And I actually plan to give you guys experience certificate if anyone was interested because I have an LLC open for my personal business, which I use for building apps. So I can issue the experience letter in case anyone's needs that. And I think I also understand that when you are getting out of the college and going for the first job, the most important thing people ask is, oh, do you have any experience of working anywhere? And if you can go and tell that you have worked on the Node.js and React and MongoDB and you have used Git and you have worked on CI/CD, I mean, this is all great experience to have, because this is exactly what it is very popular and very common in the real world companies. So these are some of the things in my mind. That's what I really want. And I'm seeing Brother Ahmed's message that he's here. So I probably have missed him. So he has joined our meeting, and I'll give him maybe a couple of minutes to introduce himself to us. And then my next thing to work on is that I will, since you guys are about somewhere around 8 people, I think, so far in this group, I may want to create 4 teams out of it and have you guys work on something which may be all independent work from each other, so that all of us are not just focused on one thing. I want different teams. So there will be 2 people per group out of you guys. And then the third will be some mentor like myself or Atif Bhai or maybe Ahmed, or we have Athar Bhai as well. So that's my plan. So we all will be working in a team, and this will also give us an experiences of what is it like to work in a team. That's also very, very important skill in the software development world, that you should be able to work with other people, because you cannot build the whole system by yourself. You may be expert in one thing, the other person could be expert in another thing, and the other person can be good at one thing and you can be good at the other. So all this working in a team is also very important, and this is also a very good learning experience for us. So I mean, if you guys want me to pick a team for you guys, that's also fine. Or if you guys have someone in mind, you guys can pick yourself, and then we can go with that. But let me have Brother Ahmed introduce himself first. Brother Ahmed.
Can you hear me? Jazakallah khair, Naeem, for all this effort. It's really great, mashallah, amazing what our youth can do. So just a quick introduction. My name is Ahmed. I've been in the Mountain House community, Tracy community specifically, for about 3.5 years now, or 4 years almost.
Oh, okay.
And I currently work in Apple as a data scientist. So I do a lot of like data related things, from data from the field, from the phones and Macs and so on. Juggle them together and build artificial intelligence models. It goes into like a lot of things, like the Face ID, like the network smartness, and so on. So yeah, that's what I've been doing pretty much for the last 10 years of my life.
Okay, great. And have you ever worked on? I mean, I know there's a lot of Python development happens in the data science world. Have you ever worked in this JavaScript world at all, or?
No, actually just Java, but I'm a little familiar with Java, which in my opinion, generally, if you learn one programming language,
absolutely.
I heard what you're saying, what you said to our beautiful youth here, but if you really if you master one programming language, learning any other language shouldn't be that hard.
Absolutely.
The concepts are very similar.
Very, very similar. And that's why when I started this class for these guys, I said that all you need to do is have one programming class done. I mean, because I also don't think it's really that difficult to pick up, because because this is not a class. Again, this is a project. I keep telling everyone, and I have been talking a lot in this so far, but I want this to reduce over time, that I should be also like listening to more other people, and we work as a team rather than I keep lecturing you guys, which is something I don't really like as much. So yeah, so you are okay with the plan, which I'm thinking that we will have 3 or 4 teams created, and can you mentor one of those teams? You're okay with that?
Definitely, it's really a great plan, and I think it's all going in the very good direction, and we'll have very good progress, inshallah. So
okay.
Just wanted to say, may Allah reward you all, because you're also doing this for your community and to help the community, and not just yourself, right? You're building, you're empowering yourself for the career and the market as well, and that's an important thing, because as you said, right, there's a lot of competition out there, and by doing this, you're gonna be ahead of the game. I guarantee you. You go out there and you say in your resume, I've just finished high school, I just finished college, and I have this in my pocket. I guarantee you a lot of people is going to run after you for hiring. That's definitely a true thing. But you also are doing this for the sake of Allah, and to help your community and empower your community as well. And that's another noble goal that
exactly.
Allah reward you all for what you're doing.
Yeah, I really appreciate these guys. I mean, I have been like going after these guys, and they have been very accommodating, because I have been like not just in the group, I have been pinging them. I sometimes go on privately and ask them, hey, how you guys are doing, how far you are, and they are so far being very accommodating to me, and able to, and if you notice, we only had one session before, and you could see the progress. They have made an amazing progress.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Okay. So should we start on the groups now. Do you guys think, okay, let me leave the groups till the end. So let's see what the projects are. So let me share my screen. So since we are building this, let me share. Okay, so this is our site right now. We have home, we have a members. I might have to log out. So the website which I have right now here is basically hosted on Heroku. This is not locally running on my machine like you guys have. So it's slightly different. We will go over how this will be done because that's also an important skill where Atif Bhai will not Atif. I forgot his name. So yeah, he's not Athar Bhai will do that. So one of the project is when you come to the home page on the Masjid membership page, this page will show the member information. Like when I'm clicking here and this information shows up, the edit, this information shows up. We want this information to be shown on this main page, that whenever I come to my main page, this information, my user information shows here. And then if I am an admin, then I can click on this members and I can see all of them like it is working today, right? When you guys sign into it, if I have added all of you guys as admin for now, but when I come into this site, when I click home, when I click members, until I did not add you guys admin, it was giving 401, right? So basically, we don't want this information to be shown to every member. We only want this information to be shown only to the admin. So that's why you guys have to sign in, and then I have to add you guys as an admin to show this information. So that's the member information, right? So when we click on the edit, we can edit the member information, right? So this is the admin's view because admin is changing that. Admin is the only one who can come in and edit or remove this. But the person who is a regular member, when he comes in, he only sees his information and he should be able to edit his own information. There should not be a problem with that. So that's one project for us, right? The second project is about the members, which we are all doing today, right now, that we need to add all the information. And I already have collected what information we want to add. So if you look at here, we would like to have a name, a phone number, email, and then address information, which includes city, street, village, state, country, which we already have. Then we want to also have a contact type. That what is the type of contact? Is it a member or is it just a donor or is it a dependent? Because we'll have all Mountain House people will be considered as members here. And then we will have their contact type. Is it member, mean is it a main registered member, or is it a dependent, or is just a donor? So that's and then relationship to the primary. Is it a self, or is it a spouse, or a child, or a parent? So these are the different. So these, consider these as your drop downs in your case, like Hamza, you were showing us. And then relation also, and then the preferred method of communication. And we also have to store all this information, like a phone, and then the email address or whatever, right? And then date of birth, that is that will not be a required field, as we are a field which user can enter or it doesn't have to enter. So these are some of the attributes which we will also enforce in our form, as that we will have to set the property if this field is required or not. If it is property set to required, user cannot save the data without he enters this data into the page. And then what is the profession and what is the employer and is he eligible to vote? I think most of this information, I think Hamza, you already have collected. So since Hamza, you already have done most of this work, I would want you to maybe take a lead on this and complete this part. So this will basically include all the changes which are needed for the member information. Are you okay with that, Hamza?
Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah.
You already made good progress in that. So with for the other things, we can have other people.
Okay.
So
sounds good.
then the other important thing here is that we also have a feature here to print out, right? So here, if you click on the printout, we can say print to PDF. So it will print this information in the PDF format, and it will just load this over here. And this also is partly done. It's a main structure is there. So, but the difference in this case we want to do is we want to put more information here. And I will go over with you guys what more information we need here. And this is more like when we have an election day, we print a list of people who can vote. So this is more like a printout of all the members. But the change which we want to do here is more like, instead of a street name, it should go by village. And then within a village, it goes by the street. So it will be two level, village and a street. So if there is 10 people in that same street, they will all show under the same street. And the same thing, if there are 100 families live in Bethany, they all show under the Bethany. So that's the second, or that's the third thing I want. The fourth thing, the fourth project is more, and initially it is not that complicated, but that project is to be able to save the payment information. So the payment information is more like that. If I go in this form, in this document, I'll share this document with all of you. And this document will take information about transaction date. So for example, someone wants to make $100 donation to the MHMA. So you will store what is the date when the transaction happened, what's the person name, what's his email address, what was the gross amount, and then what was the fee on it, and what was the net amount. Because when you make a payment on the with a credit card, let's say you make a payment of $100 to the MHMA. MHMA does not always get $100. They will probably get somewhere around $97 or $98 because a couple of dollars or $3 is charged by the payment processing company. So that's what is the fee here, and then the net amount, and then what kind of a transaction it is. Is it a subscription, that the monthly member subscription fee, or is it a donation, or is it a sadaqah, or is it a zakat? So these are the different. This is also, think this is more like a drop down. And then what was the payment method used? Was it a PayPal, or is it a bank deposit, or was it a check, or a cash, or a Zelle, or Venmo? So whatever the method of payment was. And then is this, yeah, I don't want to go with this yet, but we can just have another field which will say that, is it a transaction? How is this transaction happened? Is it a manual transaction, or is it imported from some other page? Don't worry about these things. We will cover that. And when was this upload happened? So this is the fourth thing. So we have like a first page is the member information. Second one is the one which Hamza we assigned, that you're able to add it and add more fields into the member. And we have to make it really, really prettier also. That's another thing which we also have to work on. Our UI right now looks very, very, very basic. So we need to make it look nicer also. And we have to see what themes we are going to use. Or even maybe we want to have our website like that. We can use different themes. Like you guys notice that sometimes when you are looking at your iPhone, some app, in the daytime it shows a different theme, and in the nighttime it shows a different theme. So we should do things in a way which is very common these days, very popular these days, so that we are not hard coding anything. So when I say hard coding means that it's easily configurable, that we can change it as quickly as it possibly can. So, so Hamza, you have anyone in your mind other than your brother?
No, I'm fine with whoever wants to work with me. I'm fine with working with whoever.
Okay. So since you guys haven't talked to each other much, should I do that for you guys, or?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind it.
Okay.
That'd probably be easiest.
Okay, so Subhan, you want to go with Wahaj? Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Wahaj, you are fine?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, okay. I think Rafe, you should go with Omar. Have you met Omar?
Yes.
Yeah, we've met each other before.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So Rafe and Omar, and Afif and Urwa. Urwa, are you okay working with Afif? Afif is a high schooler. So he's the only high schooler here, but I can tell you he's very, very smart.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay. So who's left? So we have how many? I'm missing someone?
I mean, if it's
Me?
okay with you, I'm okay. We can maybe form a team of 3. Hamza, me, and Omar.
Oh, Hamza's left. So no, Hamza can go with the Hisham, right?
Oh yeah, we still have Hisham, yeah.
Hisham, you okay going with Hamza?
I'm fine. I mean, I'm okay with anything.
Yeah, so the goal is basically that that we all learn from each other. That's fine. I think main goal is that we all should be putting some effort. It's not that if I made a group of 2 people and only one of them is working, that should not happen. And it will be, I mean, unfortunate, and also the person who's not working will be losing out, even though he thinks that he can get away with it. But I feel that this is not any school examination or anything where you can get an A without doing much. That I know this mentality, but I hope that you guys don't take it that way, because this is more like a project, and we all want to make a good progress in it. So, and this will also show us how well you can work with other people, and how can you guys divide your work also, right? That's something also very good experience to have. So I'll share this document with you guys, and I would like you guys still this week to basically do not do any coding for this week. I would like you guys to design these pages in the UI in any way. Is it a PowerPoint, or use any tool to show us by next week that how these screens should look like. So, I mean, it's just we want to see how do you think, and how do you think this information should be presented? And the best way is always like that. It's not even very people who are very, very smart, they also go and look how other people have done. So that's, never think that this is like you are going and copying some information. This is basically the way to do the research, like go look at on Amazon, how Amazon is doing things, because Amazon is such a successful company. There must be something they are doing right. So look at how they are designing their pages. And if they are storing some members' data, how they are laying it out, what information they are storing, and what is it we can benefit from there. Or look at eBay or any of those websites which are used more commercially, and people use that to store their information. If even Apple website, look at that. If you are saving your Apple profile somewhere, how does that work? Look at LinkedIn. So some of these places you look at and get an idea that how this information is laid out. And then based on that, you guys design your screens, and maybe we see next week how how ready they are, and then we can start coding from next week. Does that plan look fine to you guys? I also just want to give you guys a little bit more time to because some of you are not able to look at this project, make changes. So I want people to get to maybe something at the similar level, and then by next week we start getting deep into the development. Is that plan looks all right to you guys? Okay.
Yes, I have a quick question though. Before we move on. So when you say you want us to design how we should kind of display all this information, the information at the top that was like the member information is pretty much kind of already being displayed in the member on the website already, right? So do you want us to design kind of see how we could maybe change that, or do you want us to just
absolutely. I mean, I think that we are just rebuilding it, because this is just a template for us right now.
Okay.
It has a very basic menu right now. We can easily add another option here, payment, right? And that's all we need for our whole system for now. But I mean, don't think that this is the only way. But this page will certainly have the member information. So the information you are seeing here in this page right here, this should actually, when I log in, when I get here, if I'm not an admin user, my information should show here. Okay. Because I am a member. So it should show my name, address, phone number, all that information here. And I should be the only one who should be seeing this information. So the admin can see all of everyone's information. You cannot modify Hamza's information, or Hamza cannot modify your information, because you both are not admin. But the admin should be able to access all. Admin will have the access to this page. So everyone will not have access to this page. So that's where the difference will come.
Okay. A few questions. So the purpose of this website, is it to just to store member information, or is this also going to be transitioned to something that holds some other MHMA information as well?
The purpose is to hold other information as well. So the member information plus payment information, that is our first project.
Okay.
And we also want to get into the activities which and that's why we're storing all members' information, even the children's information. So if the children are involved in some activities like soccer or any other, we should be able to, when someone opens his calendar, he should be able to see what activities I have signed up and what's the next time my kids have to go to someplace. So we want to get into that also that level of details. But for now, we just want, these are our two main objectives: to get the member information in and to be able to process the payments.
Okay. Yeah, I just asked just to get a general idea of like the use cases for this. Yeah. And so that way, like when we do work on like a design, we can kind of keep in mind where this is going to go in the future that way.
Yeah, and there will be more things for sure. I mean,
okay.
So think that we're starting small and then we're going to expand on it.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Okay. Anyone else has any questions?
Yeah, sorry, real quick. So the goal of this is to create like how we want it to look for what we have right now, or for the website itself.
So how the website should look like.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what we have right now is going to work fine. I think the MHMA will still be happy with this, what we have. But if we want to see if we can make it better, that's always good. And UI is very important, right? And this also gives us experience also that how to design the UI. So I want at least 1 week to be spent on this. You guys research it and see what is the best way to present this information. And maybe in 1 week we can come up with something, and then also at some point later we still be able to change. So the beauty of this kind of application is the stack which we are using, it is not that difficult to change. So the way we want to use is that we should be able to change the theme. Theme is mostly like a color scheme or something. Should be able to change the theme of this website very, very easily by just going and change one file. The whole website should start to look different.
Okay.
So that's how we want to go. But to answer your question is that think that you can do whatever you want. That's what the main thing is, that it has to look pretty. That's what our goal
Okay.
is.
Yeah.
Okay, and so I already assigned Hamza on something, and Rafe and Subhan Bahaj. Which one you guys want to pick? You guys who want to take a shot at payment information? Is there any volunteers for the payment information? Because this is going to be a brand new page. That page does not exist today. So basically it will have a back end and it will have a front end. So if we look at our source code today, where is my source code? Yeah. So if we look at our source code today, under the components, if you guys notice, there is a dashboard, which is the first page. And then there is an export screen. There's a home and login screen. The member is the one which is showing the member information, and member edit is showing that modal. And there is no JSX file for the payment today. So that will be a brand new file, but it should be okay. You guys can start with what we are showing in the members edit, and it will be just make a copy of it and then convert whatever you need to do. And that will be our new component here. And then under the server, like we have the member.js, there will be a payment.js or something where we will store whatever fields we need to save it on the backend side. So is there any volunteer, or should I assign who should be?
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, I speak for Omar as I don't know if Omar's okay with it as well.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah, we can go ahead and
Yeah, we can try it out.
Yeah.
Okay. So then Subhan Wahaj, then you guys will be doing our first page, the main page, how to get to the main page. When we get to the main page, what information needs to be displayed and how it should look like. So what I meant is this page. This page, yeah. So when we sign in as a user, so basically you guys have to figure out, when I sign in as an admin, how this page should look like, and when I am signing in as a regular member, how this page should look like. So those things you guys will figure out. Okay. And we will, like I said, that we will assign help to all of you, that there will be one adult member also working on this project with you guys. And Urwa and Afif, you guys will be working on the printing of the members, which I earlier showed that you guys will have to be able to print that. For example, if I go here, print to PDF. So this page already exists today. When you open it, right now it is showing every street, whatever people are under this street. So we want to go one level deep, that we want to see the village and then the street and then which person, the member information in this page. So this is something you guys will have to work on. And I also would like you guys to give us the design, how this should look like. And this, oh boy. And and this and export are very similar. So you guys will be working on both printout and export. What export does is it basically exports that as a CSV file. Whatever information we have entered in the in that report, it exports that as a CSV file. And that CSV file is basically, you can load it in Excel or anywhere. So if you want to take the data out of this application and make some charts somewhere else in the Excel, this option will be used for that. So and that doesn't mean that you guys will not work on the other areas, but this is what we are starting with, and then we will again expand on it and see what other important projects. So like I said, the activities project will be there, but that's not something we want to start right away. That we want to start after we are done with this first requirement. Is that okay to you guys? Does it make sense, Afif and Urwa?
Yes, this seems fine. I just wanted to ask, do we have the village as one of the inputable responses, or is that not addable yet?
No, it is. It is one of the field in the members edit page. Yeah. And that's something which Hamza will be building for us.
And from that, we should also take the extra information and put that in the PDF once those boxes are ready, right?
Yes, yes.
Got it.
Once you take a look at this file under components, here, if you look at this export to CSV, and then there is, I believe there is some other file. Yeah, this one, printout.js. So once you look at this, this will give you a good idea, because this is already separating the members based on the street. You just have to add another level so that you can, and then we will also add more fields there. So when you are designing it, you guys are not changing this code yet. Like I said, the goal is to show how this information should be presented to end user. When we are printing the voter list, what information is important? Like here we have which village it is, which street it is, and if we have to go and do something, or maybe we have to go visit something. So if we have all the members on the same street listed in one place, it's easier for us to go and visit those people, because we might also go for fundraising. So we may want to go to door. So if we have a list, we can print that what are the people, Muslim families living on this street. It's very easy that they can just take that page and go and visit them door to door to do the fundraising. So that's so basically, you guys' job is this week is to get comfortable with this project, because you guys didn't have enough time last week. That's one goal. And the second goal is how this information we should be presenting to the end user. I don't want to keep you guys here forever, so I'm going to stop the recording. And if you guys have any question, let me know, and then we can. Last time, I think I tried stopping the recording. I ended the meeting. I don't want to do that today. Okay, so I will stop.